and I teach on the BSc Psychology program. Thank you for coming along, and I hope you've been enjoying Manchester whilst it's nice and sunny. I've been teaching on the BSc Psychology program for 3 years now, and I'll be giving you a brief overview on the psychology degree here at Manchester. We'll have a bit of time at the end for questions, but the psychology stand is available until 4 o'clock in the G. McFarlane building, and the admissions assistant is there to answer any questions you have about entry requirements, and we also have a couple of lovely student ambassadors here and at that stand to answer any questions that you have about the degree or about Manchester or accommodation. So, give me a second. Welcome to Manchester and to our university campus. For those of you that don't know Manchester very well, I have to say that the city is a really vibrant and incredible city. As you would expect in any major UK city, there's an enormous range of things that you can do, and you can enjoy your spare time here by taking part in some sports activities, shopping, the architecture, libraries, museums, and so on. Our campus is the UK's largest single-site university, and we are located right in the heart of the city. Of course, there are 2 universities on Oxford Road, so we have a really strong student vibe. There's so much for you to do here, so hopefully you have a chance to explore. We have some amazing facilities on our large campus that support your learning and your health. We have over 10,000 PCs that you can access at any point, and we have 24/7 access to many of our buildings. We have the 3rd largest academic library in the UK, and if you're interested in cultural things, we have the Manchester Museum on Oxford Road. We have the state-of-the-art Contact Theatre. We've got the multi-award-winning Whitworth Art Gallery, and we've got the John Rylands Library. If you're interested in sports, we have an extensive sport and fitness facilities, including squash courts, workout studios, 2 50-metre swimming pools, and numerous gyms. And to help you make friends, we've got the Students' Union. There's loads of different societies that you can join. We even have a Quidditch society. There's also the Manchester Academy, who put on lots of music events and gigs. And so there's lots of different facilities for you to make use of on campus whilst you're a student here. Okay. So we recently celebrated our 100th anniversary of teaching psychology at Manchester, which makes us the oldest psychology department in the country. That means we have over 100 years of experience in producing high-quality psychology graduates. So I'd like to think that we've gotten pretty good at it. Importantly, we're a member of the Russell Group, which is a consortium of leading British research universities. That means we focus on cutting-edge innovation and teaching excellence. Cutting-edge research, did I say? So you're taught by world-leading experts in their field. All of your lecturers are highly qualified academics, and on our psychology degrees, the lecturers have PhDs in their teaching and research areas, such as mental health, neuroscience, memory, language, and dementia, and more than that. So as well as being a great academic course, we also pride ourselves in supporting students throughout their degree. We have a thriving psychology society, and we also have extremely supportive staff and academic tutors, and that's something I'll come back to later on. Overall, I could keep on telling you how great our university and how great our course is, but the ratings support that, because we are consistently in the top 10 UK universities, and we have ranked the sixth best university in the UK for several years now. So this course is accredited by the British Psychological Society, and if you wish to have a career in psychology, it is essential for you to have this BPS accredited qualification. So not only are we accredited, but we receive excellent feedback from the BPS. Okay, so I'll talk through the structure of the course now. In year 1, you take 10 different introductory units, and these give you a really good basic foundation in psychology and introduce you to a wide number of perspectives in psychology. You might be new to psychology, or you might have already studied psychology before, but year 1 will give you the basic training across the spectrum of psychology, and I'll touch on some of these units shortly. In year 1, most of your units are compulsory, except from 1 unit in semester 2. It's really important for these units that are compulsory because this training gives you knowledge on a variety of psychology modules, but that 1 unit you're allowed to swap. You can swap for a language module, so if that's something you're interested in doing, then you can choose to do so. In second year, you have a bit more autonomy, so here you can swap out 2 subjects if you want to, and choose 2 units from over 30 different units offered centrally by the Manchester University. Just to give you an insight, these additional options include forensic medicine, introduction to British Sign Language, security and surveillance, innovation for sustainable society, leadership and action, and some more modern languages. We even have a unit about the search for extraterrestrial life. So you can really start to tailor the degree, and you can swap out modules that might not be your favorite in place of something else that can broaden your education and even your CV. There's, of course, an optional study abroad year or replacement year that would turn your 3-year degree into a 4-year degree, and I'll come back to that later because it's a great option. In your final year, which would be your 3rd year unless you've done a study abroad or a placement year, which would make it your 4th year, you will be doing 4 units. So that will focus your learning and give you a more in-depth study of psychology. However, 2 of your units can be external units, some of which I mentioned before, but there's an addition of 20 courses that are offered from the Manchester Business School, which include marketing, human resources, people management and change, and then, of course, you also do a final year research project, which is essentially a dissertation. So I'll go through how our degree is organised. So we've split the degree into 4 key themes that broadly represent the modern discipline of psychology, and within each theme you have specific units or modules. First, we have evolution and development, and this is all about how humans develop from infancy to adolescence and then into old age, with units in year 1 that include developmental psychology and lifespan and aging. Then we have mind and brain, which this theme is all about interpreting and attending to and processing information, and these include units such as cognition and brain and behavior. Then we have psychology in society, where you'll learn all about social psychology, which studies how people interact with each other, and it shapes how we shape interpersonal behavior. And lastly, we have adaptability and well-being. So this is all about physical and mental well-being, and these modules include Foundations of Mental Health and Distress and Foundations of Health Psychology. Okay. So throughout the 3 years, you'll have modules from those 4 themes, and as you progress, you build on content from each unit. So in year 1, you have introductory units on those 4 themes, and in addition to that, you have cross-cutting modules, which are skills that you can apply across all modules of the degree. So with research methods and statistics, you'll gain the skills required to conduct and analyse research. So we show you the process from literature reviews to designing a study to collecting data and then analysing the results. You also have professional development, which is a cross-cutting unit about your study skills, including supporting your study at university by adapting to university-level writing and then moving on to starting to think about your career. So from the outset, we really start to think about supporting our students with their professional development. In year 2, the same themes continue, and the modules build on your year 1 content to provide a deeper understanding of each area of psychology. In year 2, there is a little more autonomy, and it might be that you love most aspects of psychology, but one aspect just isn't for you, and that's fine because psychology is such a broad discipline. So you do have the option to swap out 2 of your modules for external units. Again, we have some cross-cutting modules that really deepen the statistics and data analysis skills, as well as a real focus on your career management by having a specific module dedicated to this. We really are keen to support your employability, and so I'll talk more about these career modules shortly. In the final year, you'll take 4 modules of your choosing, so you get to choose the modules in areas that interest you the most, and 2 of which can be external units. You'll also work closely with a member of staff to design, conduct, and write an original piece of research, and that will be your final year research project. This means your 3rd year can really be tailored to your interests. Students do research in a broad range of areas across psychology, from juror decision-making to sleep quality and psychosis, or the perceptions of feminism and gender roles. Okay. So the British Psychological Society and our external examiners who moderate our degree and come in every few years to check the level of our degree have really praised the quality and the scope of our students' work. And every year, some of our students produce such high-quality work that it's published in academic journals. Okay. So you're probably wondering how you will learn if you study here with us, and I'm sure the student ambassadors can answer specific questions that you might have. All course units involve lecture material, and these are basically the main framework where we give you the key ideas and the knowledge you need. But this is where the lecturers really provide you with the key information relating to the topic. You then have tutorials and seminars, which are small groups of students, and then we can really offer you tailored support and interact with you so that we can help support each and every one of you with their learning. In years 1 and 2, you can expect about 10 hours per week of lecture material, a couple hours a week of research classes where we train you in actually doing original research by collecting data, designing and writing up experiments, and then you have about 3 hours of seminars every fortnight where you will work through the material from that lecture content. You also have some statistics classes, which are about a couple of hours a week, in which you will practice things that you have learnt from the statistic lectures, and you'll work through examples with the support of our staff. Beyond that, there's lots of group work and independent study where you will be working on your coursework, which are assignments, including essays and lab reports. In your third year, there is less lecture content, but you have more seminars and reading groups, and you'll also have regular meetings with your supervisor about your final year project, and you'll continue working on that throughout the year. So basically, it isn't just lecture content, there's a variety of sessions to support you throughout the degree. Now, you might be wondering how we assess you on the course, and we do have a variety of assessment methods, from exams and essays, which you might be familiar with, as well as research lab reports. We have scientific posters and online blogs. We use this wide range of assessment to really give you a chance to develop lots of new skills that are useful to you now on the degree and also later in life when you get a job, or if you decide to do further study in terms of a postgraduate degree. Now, we know that when you come to us for the first time, you were just starting out at university, so we give you the whole of the first year where the marks don't count towards your final degree class, and it's just a chance for you to settle in, and we have a chance to train you in what we want from you and to give you the space to learn these new skills and new ideas. So although you do need to pass the first year, it doesn't count towards your final degree classification. So the second year of your degree is where the marks really start to count, and this is worth a third of your final degree. And your third year, when we've really had a chance to train you and support you in your learning, that's where the marks really contribute to your degree, and that's 2/3 of your final degree classification. So one thing I think we do really well on the degree, apart from delivering fantastic teaching, is offering you support. We know that coming to university can bring new challenges, and we know that some people might be more confident than others, and you might be stronger in certain areas than others. So throughout the degree, you all have a personal academic advisor who you'll meet with at least a minimum of twice a semester, which is 4 times a year, but you can meet them more if you want to because they're there to support you. And they can support you in about 3 main ways. One is pastoral support. So they're a person to turn to when things go wrong and you want to talk about things in confidentiality. They can help you talk through things and can direct you to more relevant support services if needed. If necessary, they can help to keep an eye on your academic progress. They can review marks with you, and they can talk to you about your learning strategy and how you're settling into university. They can help you make action plans if you want to make improvements, and they can also talk through different course options with you, which modules you want to choose if you're unsure. The final thing they can help you with is your career planning and your general future planning. So we take this really seriously at the university because it's extremely important for you to have this support and to have a person to turn to throughout the degree. So we ensure that you feel that you have that member of staff to turn to, and they're available to meet and speak online or in person when possible, or even over the phone. So you have that high degree of contact time. So I said I would come back to the career modules I mentioned before. One of the options that you can take in the second year of the degree is a short work placement, which is a 30-hour work placement where you can go off and work with an organisation. It might be with a psychologist or an academic or something totally different like an advertising agency. So we've decided to build in employability into the programme directly and give students a module over both semesters in second year to focus on this rather than you being expected to find that time elsewhere. We really want to support your career development throughout the degree, and this module is a fantastic asset that can help you boost your employability. So you have a choice to do this module in year 2, but you also have a choice to do a career placement for a whole year between years 2 and 3. We have a great careers team to help you get placements in a number of organisations. It might be that you get a placement doing research external to the university. So we've had students do work placements as a researcher at the Great Ormond Street Institute of Child Health, or you might get experience within the university itself. So we've had some students working in the Lucid Child Centre or with our Centre of Health Psychology. Alternatively, students do placements in corporate areas such as human resources or in a range of marketing companies. So it really does get you guys thinking about careers before the end of the degree by having this dedicated module, and it is something that we're really proud to offer that is integrated into the degree. And as I've said before, you don't have to look for your own placement. We support all of our students in getting a placement. The other option that you can consider doing is a year studying abroad after you finish your second year and before you start your final year. So this again is an amazing opportunity and it turns your degree into a 4-year degree. You get support throughout the year abroad, and the idea is that you go to an English-speaking university, such as the University of California, Massachusetts, Maryland, Toronto, British Columbia, Queensland, or to Madrid in Spain, where they all teach English. And you'll study psychology abroad for the year, but they teach everything in English. And this is really beneficial for lots of students because we've had reports that not only have they enjoyed the experience, but they've gained lots of additional life skills through their time away. So, just to say that our uni-level career service is fantastic, and we've recently won the award for Best University for Graduate Employment. We put on a range of fairs and opportunities for students to work on their career and to really support them and ensure that their options are as wide as possible. More specific to our programme, hopefully you can see that we really dedicate time from the outset to working on professional development and on the career, so you are really building up experience as you go along. As well as the career-dedicated modules alongside your psychology content, we work closely with the careers service who can help with designing your CV and developing a skills portfolio to best prepare you for the job market. We run things like alumni panels, we bring back graduates to speak to you about their experience in working in a variety of different fields. So there's lots of types of supports available in terms of gaining a career out of this psychology degree. So thinking of career pathways then, there is really a huge range of career options. There is so much you can do with a psychology degree from Manchester. Around 25 to 30% of our students will become professional psychologists. That means they continue to go on and train to become a clinical psychologist, an educational psychologist, health psychologist, occupational psychologist, forensic psychologist. But we also have many graduates that use their psychology degree in more applied contexts and also have a range of excellent careers across a range of great sectors such as advertising, human resources, journalism, business and management, policing, teaching, charity work. So psychology is a really highly applicable degree in a number of domains. It's actually one of the most in-demand degrees amongst the top employers due to the numeracy and literacy skills you acquire during the course. So the typical A-level offer is that we require 3 A grades, including 1 or more of psychology, biology, human biology, chemistry, physics, stats, maths, further maths, and applied science. If you have any questions about entry requirements, we have a stand in the Jean McFarlane building with the admissions officer, and you can also access the website or send an email to find out more. So I quickly want to mention our BSc Cognitive Neuroscience degree, which is completely separate from the single honours psychology programme. This course combines major topics in experimental psychology and neuroscience to offer a broad grounding in this exciting field of behavioural science. So on this course, you do some of the modules that we do on psychology that I mentioned before, such as brain and behaviour and cognition, but then half of your modules in year 1 will be introducing you to the biological sciences, including the nervous system, so specific to cognitive neuroscience modules. You'll also learn data handling and laboratory skills, which are required for all biological scientists, and then you do a final year research project like all students. You also have the same placement and study abroad options, and this course is accredited by the British Psychological Society. Okay, so the entry requirements for this are AAB to AAA. You will be considered for an offer if you are predicted to achieve A's in 2 of the core sciences, biology, chemistry, physics, and maths, and you would be considered for an offer of AAB, provided the third subject is a B in psychology, geography, and a few more options. So if you want to find out more about that, you can go to the career stand, and I have a few more details I can give you later on. So it could be really useful for you to hear from our current students on the degree right now. So we have this system online where you can go to the UniBuddy site and speak with current students and ask any questions that you might have. We also have the student ambassadors to answer some of your questions here right now, and we have them over at the stand in the Jean McFarlane building. Thank you guys for coming. I know we finished quite quickly, but if you have any questions, I probably won't be able to hear you from here, so if you could come down and I'll try and answer them, and my student ambassadors will try and answer them. Thank you so much for coming. Can you please exit from the door on your right? Please exit from the door on the right, that side.